So today we're just going to discuss what a TMV is. A TMV is a thermostatic mixer valve. So what it will do is it will take the cold water through this and the hot water through this point. It will then mix in together and will come out of the hot tap. Now the way that we test this is by turning the hot tap on, and we isolate the cold water. Sometimes they're like this and sometimes they're a switch. As you can see there, the hot water has turned itself off. This means that the TMV has passed the test. So the way that the TMV works is that there is a thermal wax in here. As that heats up, that expands and stops the water flow. This is to reduce scalding risk. So to service a TMV, what we will do is isolate both sides, pop this off the pipework and place that into some descaler. We'll leave it there for a little while and then sort of take it out, make sure that all the scale's gone and reinstall it. At this point we'll then retest it to ensure that it all works correctly and we can reduce that scald risk. So to have an isolation valve on a TMV is essential. Without this we're unable to test if it works correctly. We're also unable to uninstall the TMV to clean it without shutting off the entire water services, or at very least the closest isolation valve to the TMV. So it's really important that there is a local isolation on every single one. So in terms of servicing these, for a frequency we recommend that to be done at least yearly. This can be more often depending on the area where you are. So in the south, the water is quite hard, so that would maybe need to be done more, but that can be assessed at each service. What happens is that scale can build up in the filters and the surrounding pipework. This means that water can stagnate there and increase the risk of Legionella bacteria growth, which will then sort of follow through to the outlets here. It can also backtrack through your system, so it's really important that these do get done. As you can see, this one is highly accessible. There's nothing boxing it in, but what we can find sometimes is that they're boxed in. They're really hard to get to and it makes it impossible to service. So ideally we need these to be as accessible as possible to decrease that risk. So once we've done the service, we'll retest the TMV to make sure it's reaching the same temperatures. If that TMV is a little bit above, then we will reduce that and adjust it. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube and following us on all of our social media below. For any inquiries for works, please email us or call us on our main line.